Hey everyone, this is Victor here from Cyborg for Life. Today we have another interesting interview for you. He is the owner of American Healers, which is a custom fit orthopedic shoe lift company based in Ohio. This man and his team have helped a lot of people with their leg length discrepancies, as well as those who are looking to get a little taller, yet don't want to fully commit to the leg lengthening surgery. So, I hope you enjoy the interview with Ilya Romanov. All right, everyone. So today we have a very special guest joining us. He is the owner of American Healers, a custom orthopedic shoe lift company, helping satisfy people's desire to get taller and fix leg length discrepancies. He is the healer of broken soles and shoe lift master. Please join me in welcoming Ilya Romanov. Hey, Ilya, how's it going?
Hey, Victor. Thank you. I'm well.
Awesome. So it's amazing to see how fast your company, American Healers, has grown. I came across the company, and I think almost a decade ago, it was like 2011, when I ordered a 2-inch shoe lift, on my left leg because I had a leg length discrepancy, and I was extremely impressed with the quality. So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure about how your whole company started. So I want to kind of get some background on how you got into the shoe lift industry.
Okay. So kind of fell into it through a family business.
Okay.
Long story kind of short, we emigrated from Ukraine, my parents and I, and a few extended family members, to the Cleveland area in 1989 when I was just under 6 years old, and settled in Cleveland. And my dad, a couple years later, got a chance to get into the shoe repair industry. He was trying to do something, and by happen chance, the Italians were retiring or going out of business. We were there for like 30 or 40 years in Woodmere, Ohio. And this little 400 square foot shoe repair shop just fell into my dad's lap.
Wow.
And he just took off and just had a nice business out of there. He's really friendly and had really good relationship with the community, and they really supported the store and made a really good living for our family doing that. And I went to the local schools and ended up going to Ohio State University. But always growing up working in my dad's store, helping him out, running the counter, I always had an entrepreneurial spirit. So after college, after dabbling in finance for a short time, I, on the side, had to give something else a try. And my dad and I always talked about doing an online shoe repair, and kind of saw some other people doing it online. So we got into it as well and started doing repairs through the internet and doing soles, heels, and started building up a business that way. But in the meantime, people were also finding our site and asking, hey, can you do these shoe lifts? I have a leg length discrepancy. And we said, sure, because that is something that's part of just a traditional shoe repair business locally. So we started doing that, and I quickly realized that was definitely a good business to be in, mainly because of the repeat business and the loyalty and, the great service that we provide. So got into that, and that was, 2008 or 9. And since then, we've really had a lot of success in connecting with people all over the world who send us shoes. And, we're going to move to a whole new facility, and we have almost 15,000 customers now worldwide. Wow. Who send us shoes.
That's impressive.
To be lifted.
That's very, very impressive, man. First of all, congratulations. That's huge success there. Because like I said, I came across you guys in 2010, 2011, shortly after you started. And to see how far you've come, you really, my hat is off to you. So amazing job, Ilya. Now, Ilya, you said that you started in the shoe repair business, but then you guys started doing these shoe lifts. When I try to explain to people the type of product that you guys offer, the shoe build lifts, a lot of people think of these shoe inserts. So being the shoe master that you are, a shoe lift master that you are, can you explain the difference between like a shoe lift insert and a shoe lift on the sole?
So the main difference is a lot of people will start using an insert when they find out they have a leg length difference, but we'll find the easier and fastest way to do it is to buy an insert that goes inside of your shoe. And it's usually in increments of 1/8 of an inch going up to maybe an inch. But your limitations are that you can only put an insert inside of the shoe there's only so much room inside of the shoe for your foot and the insert to fit inside. So what most likely is happening is you're putting it in the heel area of the shoe only, and your foot is sitting funny and it's propelled forward. So it's just an ineffective way to compensate for a leg length difference. The best way to do it is to go with a shoe lift modification, as opposed to the insert, which involves taking the shoe and splitting it open from heel to toe, taking a part of that sole off, and then adding the custom size buildup, reattaching the bottom, and finishing all around. Simply put. And let me add that I'm not a craftsman myself. We have very talented people that work for us that we're blessed to have, and there's a lot of talented people in the shoe repair industry who are quite frankly underutilized nowadays, because that's a whole nother topic we could go off on, is that industry and how it's changed over the last 50, 60, 80 years. But anyways, when I talk about the shoe itself, like, there are these talented craftsmen that do that part of carefully splitting the sole open, putting it back together, and finishing it all around. And that's the difference, I guess. The insert goes inside of the shoe, and the lift. This is long-winded, but and the lift goes into the sole, and you could comfortably compensate for any size.
Right. Has orthopedic surgeons touched base with you in terms of like your product?
We do. I like to think of it as a connection we try to make between the customer and the orthopedic surgeon or their medical professional and us. And we always have a two-way street going, where the doctors will find us for their patients, or the patient finds the doctor and tells them about us. And then, but the doctors do find us very useful a lot of times, because they don't know where to turn to when the leg length, when they come across the leg length discrepancy. There's just not a lot of places where you can get this type of shoe lift work done. Right. So we do have a lot of interest from the doctors, physical therapists, and chiropractors about knowing about. It's very useful for them to have our services and an option.
Right. And that's very cool that you guys say that, because a lot of the viewers that I talk to are people who have not only leg length discrepancies, but are also looking to get taller. And although your primary demographic of clientele that you deal with is probably leg length discrepancies, but have you had any customers who just want to use your shoe lifts for getting taller?
Yes, quite a bit. There's a meaningful percentage do. A lot of times when people ride motorcycles and they're short, and when they're idling and they can't reach the ground easily, they'll send us their motorcycle boots to have them built up so they could more easily ride their bike. And then a lot of people that do want to be taller as well. But I always tell them up front that I try to explain to them what like a reasonable, you have to have reasonable expectations for that. Yeah. That more so than with a customer that has a leg length difference, because for them, it's more of a functional issue. It's way more important to have the discrepancy accounted for and corrected for it, as opposed to, and then secondly is the appearance part. Right. So with the people that want to be taller, I tell them, yes, but we can do it, but you have to understand that your shoes are going to look a little funny. And if you want it to blend in the best way possible, you have to get an all black sole profile and a simple black soled shoe, because that'll blend in the best. It's definitely a good idea to use our shoe lifts in conjunction if you were to have a surgery. Yeah. You could really maximize the benefit that you're going to get out of something like that if it's really important for you to be taller. And the surgery will get you 1.5 inches or 2 inches. You can easily add another inch by modifying all of your shoes, and the cost wise, it's a fraction of what you're going to spend on the surgery itself. So it would make sense to totally do the two together.
And have you ever partnered or done any, informational exhibits with other companies that deal with leg length discrepancies?
Yeah. There's a company that we're involved with that you're very familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
called Precise, and they do the leg lengthening surgery,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very elaborate. I'm sure you've gotten into, but with your viewers, I'm sure they know all about that. But
Yeah.
a few years back, we linked up with them,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a few exhibits for my customers in San Francisco and the Houston area. And
Mm-hmm.
we flew out there with the Precise team, and I invited all my customers in that area
Uh-huh.
to come to a dinner seminar with us that we did at a restaurant, and Precise would do a little demonstration
Mm-hmm.
about the surgery and got into all that, and just an informational thing for our
Okay.
customer base. So that was really cool. It gave me an opportunity to also meet my customers
Mm-hmm.
face to face, which a lot of times I don't,
Right.
because we're predominantly through the mail business.
Mm-hmm.
So that was neat and productive as well. I think that there's a lot of synergies with our services,
Mm-hmm.
and so we found a way to work together that way. And we've also done a program that also markets to, or provides information to our customer base in another way about that surgery.
And when you're making these shoe lifts, um, obviously you mentioned the process before, that they split open the sole, they add the lift in there, and then they seal it back. What type of lengths do you offer for the different, shoe builds? Is it like, you know, do you go up past the inch mark, 2 inches? I know that I got
Yeah,
2 inches, so obviously you do that, but how high do you guys go?
absolutely. As high as we've done, I believe the largest ever was a 6-inch buildup we did
Wow,
for
six
somebody.
inches.
Yeah, I
That's
think it
huge.
was somebody in Africa, if I recall
Okay.
correctly.
Wow.
But mostly we do, it averages out probably to about around an inch, closer
Okay.
hovers to around an inch, and
Okay.
we could get as precise to even a few millimeters.
Wow.
We
So cool.
do all custom type work, but yeah, so a lot of mostly reasonable size like this, but we do have a lot of customers that have really extreme situations,
Mhm.
and it's really rewarding. Um, I've had helped a lot of people in different parts of the world
Mhm.
that like dealt with polio and a lot of other issues. So it's very rewarding
Mhm.
when you can uh, help someone out so much, and
Right.
improve their life with such a simple solution, really.
So you said you can go up to almost any height length. Um, does after a certain amount, does it the shoe lift, does it get kind of heavy? Or add a lot of bulk after like maybe 2 inches? I know my shoe started to get a little heavy. Do you guys offer any like special custom solutions to that?
Yeah, we do. A few years back, we figured out that if we partially hollow out that material that we use that goes inside the shoe, it goes a long way to making it a more lightweight and flexible result.
Okay.
So what we started doing was drilling and carving it internally, and the material still gets sandwiched in the shoe and
Hmm.
finished around, so you can't see it from the outside. But internally, that partial hollowing out
Hmm.
creates the more lightweight and flexible result. So customers now that have tried it both ways
Hmm.
really swear it makes a big difference for them. So
That's
one more
yeah.
thing we do that on because on the subject of large lift sizes,
Mhm.
another thing we did is we can customize and make the shoe wider,
Hmm.
um, especially in cases where the lift size is so large. It makes sense to do that, because the higher the lift gets, the more unstable
Right.
it can become. It
Hmm.
starts to accentuate any rocking from side to side, or that might be uncomfortable. So what we do is we add that big buildup, but it widens out as it goes towards
So
the
more
bottom,
surface
and
area.
more surface area, exactly. And what we do with that sole, because it's no longer big enough
Yeah.
on the bottom, we split it open, and then we could separate the two pieces to cover that whole area, and we'll fill in the middle with another piece of
Oh my
soling
gosh.
material.
That's so
So
cool.
that's useful. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
in the case of like, we start to suggest that when it's like a 3 inches
Three
or
inch.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems about fair. Yeah. Cause I noticed right around 2 inches is like, it was fine for me. I was a strong guy, but I can only imagine for like a lady who, is in her 40s or 50s, and, doesn't want to carry around like a big heavy shoe lift. But that's very, very cool
Hmm.
there. So let's say a customer is interested in getting a shoe lift from you. Do they need a prescription or referral for this if they have a leg length discrepancy, or if they just want to use it to get taller, like by an inch and a half or so, or do they just go on your website and order?
Yeah, they don't. We don't require a prescription to use our service.
Okay.
We just ask that the customer give us a direction as to the how much lift size
Okay.
that they need. And the ordering process is pretty straightforward. We make it really easy for our customers. We have a mail-in shipping packet that you
Mhm.
could print off of our website, and we also usually send it to customers in the mail as well. So basically, it's just a mailing envelope with our account label through the post office already on it. You just put the shoe inside,
Oh, wow.
and off it goes to our facility.
Mhm.
And typically, from the time we receive the shoe and process in the order, it's a week. It's out the door in a week or less. So
Okay.
but the ordering process itself is you can either do it by phone,
Mhm.
or you could go to our website, orthopedicshoelift.com,
Okay.
and there's a little form to fill out, and you relay that to us with you relay your name and address basically to us, and we'll send you that shipping packet in the mail. They'll have
Mhm.
that mailing envelope, order form, some information on our service,
Mhm.
and it's easy as that.
That's awesome, man. That seems like a really streamlined process. Are there any other last words you would like to tell anybody about what you guys over at American Healers is going to be doing in the future?
We're going to be providing the great quality work that we have been since our inception,
Okay.
and look forward to taking care of all of our customers and future customers that need this work, and we'll do a good job for you. It's really satisfying to help all these people, and rewarding to even them up, as
Hmm.
we like to say.
I like that. And guys, I just want to give my little testament to Ilya and his company of American Healers is that um, it is a tremendous company. Their customer service way back when they started out in the first couple of years was amazing. I literally reached out to them, made my custom fit that I needed 2 inches on my left tibia or my left leg. They built up my shoe, shipped it back, and I think it was about 7 or 8 days. I tried it out, and I knew that this was it. This was the best product, and I started using it for leg days, and my leg days took off. Like I was just so happy. Ilya, thank you so much for your time and coming on and providing value to all of the listeners and viewers. I'll be sure to put all your contact information in the show notes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Ilya and what his team over at American Healers are doing to help people with leg length discrepancies, as well as those who want to get a little taller. If you're interested in seeing what they have to offer, you can click the link in the show notes and you'll be taken over to their website. Until next time, guys, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, signing out.